Welcome to the Hard Truth Show. Guys, welcome to another edition. In this video today, and in this edition, we're going to talk about choosing a proper partner for prepping. And not only that, for life. One of the biggest things I think people fail in is, choosing a partner in life. Because if you don't choose the right partner, whether that's, in your spiritual walk, whether that's in your, your plans for business and success and your desires in life, whether that is for prepping, it don't matter. Like a whole host of things. Building a family with. If you don't choose the right life partner, it can be a disaster. Take it from somebody that was married for 13 years and then went through a divorce and lost practically everything and had to start over. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not speaking just to speak. I'm speaking from experience, okay? So, guys, I'm telling you, this is one of the most important things you can ever do. And I think here on the Hard Truth Show, today is a great day to go in on it. So let's get started. I've got 12 reasons why modern relationships don't last. This is not going to be like most red pill or MGTOW videos where that it's just attack the woman, attack the woman, attack the woman. Dude, this is problems on both sides of the fence, all right? I see it every day, and it's time to call it straight. Now listen, there's an article on Daily Mail. You can check the link in the video description below. That literally since 2018, marriage rates have declined. Now I'm going to tell you there's a reason for that. And that's because that men have started understanding female nature. Now I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to hit both sides of the fence. So, if you get offended at this and you get feels, just take you some red pills. That's what this channel's about, serving them up. Since 2018, marriage rates have literally started going out the bottom. Now, if you're not aware of this, around 2018 is when MGTOW has really taken off. I'm telling you, in the past 2 years, it has literally exploded the rate of people that have come to the red pill and MGTOW. All right? Now, a lot of people come to the red pill in a lot of different things. Religion, relationships, politics. There's some point where people just get woke, right? But the thing is that since 2018, if you look at the stats, it really starts to shine that people have gotten really focused on bettering themselves and not so much pouring it into someone else at the risk of losing it, right? Now, another thing is that really needs to be taken from this is marriage rates have been at the lowest now they ever have been since U.S. recorded history, since they started taking statistics on marriage in 1867. All right? Now, I encourage you to read the whole article, but dude, it speaks volumes to this stuff, okay? Because ladies and gentlemen, people are tired of being burnt. Women are tired of being talked to that, the men love you and blah, blah, blah. And then the moment that they have used you up and thrown you to the curb, they're gone. All right? Well, men's tired of women saying, yeah, I love you, marrying them, and then turning around and losing everything that they've ever worked for. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. All right? I'm sorry. And that's the reality we live in. Like I said in the first video of this show ever being produced on the Hard Truth Show, is that, the thing with it is that women are not the women that, that men married in the 1950s. All right, this ain't the baby boomers. This ain't the men come home to from World War II. Dude, we're in the Instagram generation. All right, we're in the Instagram instant gratification. In this guy's bed tonight, in the next guy's bed tomorrow night, and it's used merchandise, damaged goods, and it ain't worth the squeeze. And the next thing you know, you marry somebody, you white knight, you marry them, and the next thing you lose everything you've ever worked for. Men's like, you know what? Forget this. I'd rather dump my money in buying me a Tesla truck. No, I'm just messing. But I want me a Tesla truck for all y'all out there, man. Somebody send me a Tesla truck, all right? All right, so here we go. Gonna fire away. My number, now this is in no particular order, but to me, especially, one of the things, I'll say this real quick, that led me to the red pill is, especially when it comes to relationships, was not my divorce. It was everything that happened afterwards. It was like the people I dealt with, the betrayals, the dating scene, everything, dude. It's just, wow. I mean, what an awakening. I mean, like, that's the crazy thing. And I hear other people talk. I've heard a lot of other people talk, and I listen to their, their backgrounds or their situations, the things they've went through. And what is shocking and astonishing to me is that a lot of these people did not get woke and take the red pill for sure. It wasn't the divorce that got them; it was everything else afterwards. That's the crazy stuff. And I'm one of those same people. I can stand right there, hold my hand up, and be like, I'm right there in that same group. And that's just how it is. It takes certain situations to just really, really wake you up. All right, so the first one on my list is morals. Dude, two problems. Most people today have no morality. And when I say morality, I'm not even scratching the surface on religious principles and beliefs. I'm just saying morally upright. Dude, like, I mean, literally some people will literally take you on a date, be in bed with another person the next night or that night thereof. I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, people just have no morals whatsoever. Their word's worth nothing. Not only that, there is this thing called female nature. All right. And now, when I say a lot of things on this show, I say that you need to come to a point of acceptance. Well, I say you need to come to a point of acceptance when it comes to women because they have a nature about them. I've seen it where that if a woman's starting to do well, another woman will just try to tear her down just because she's jealous. There is so many things that females do to each other that men don't do. It's insane. Now, to compound that, there's things women do to men that man would never do to a woman. And when we come to the point where we understand female nature, it starts opening and unlocking doors to better understand what you're dealing with. Because there's this blue pill factor in things that men like to think that it's a fairy tale when you meet somebody and you're just going to have this fairy tale life. And it ain't like that. A lot of times, like, you get in a situation where this woman or this man looks to be perfect, and the next thing you know, they're narcissistic personality disorder, they're cluster B type, sociopathic. I mean, the list of craziness can go on and on and on, which makes a lot of people just check out at the door. Because if your morals don't line up and you really don't even know what you're dealing with some of these people, the risk nowadays for so many things, you could catch a case, you can catch a divorce case, you could end up dead or in jail. You don't know. I mean, you could be dating Hannibal Lecter. I mean, and that's the crazy thing is in the generation we live in, you really don't know what you're dealing with some of these people anymore. And it didn't used to be like that. But sadly, ladies and gentlemen, like, this is the generation we live in. And the sooner we can come to a point of acceptance, the sooner we can come to the point of acceptance that some men are bad and a lot of women have the issue with that they succumb to their nature. You would hope that a woman would submit to the Most High first and then her man second. And, he be her covering like Scripture says, or, it should be like how the Scripture teaches. And, but instead, most time their first master is their nature, like their emotions ruled by them. And that's a hard pill a lot of people don't want to swallow, but it's true. Now, the second thing is we live in a world where privacy is gone. Okay, now I always resort back to the 50s because I think the 50s was a shining time of relationships, where the loyalty was still there, a woman was still a woman, a man was still a man. And not effeminized, and a woman wasn't masculine, all masculine, want a WWF slam you on the mat, and the privacy factor nowadays, it's gone. We have no privacy in life. Everybody's up in everybody's business. You can't so much as take a fart without the whole neighborhood smelling it. I mean, like, that's just how it is. And privacy is important in life. Privacy is something, the older I get, the more and more I appreciate it. Like, I tell you what, when the trumpets start, I want to be forgotten. I just would love to be forgotten in life because when that time comes, dude, government's going to be up in your business. You ain't got an RFID chip. You ain't doing what they say. It's going to be a mess. And so a lot of people barely can keep privacy in their own life, let alone in a relationship. So you throw the relationship factor in there, and where one person might want to be quiet about things, the other person's a loudmouth. And it's crazy because, like, on this YouTube channel, I talk a lot. Okay, I mean, most people, all they ever see on my channel, I'm talking. Well, in my private life, dude, I'm just like sit down on the couch, play the PS4, go take a hike, spend time with my son, chill out on the farm. I mean, like, I like the quiet. I like being off to myself, you know? And so, in the world we live in anymore, you can't really have a private lifestyle because everybody's up in your business. And that's, you know, social media and other things, which we'll get into in a minute. I've gotten their own little points. But, you know, the third thing, and I think it's one of the worst, is people don't know themselves. You know, people, you know, what's crazy is about in my early 20s, I arrived at a point where I was like, once I got a grasp of the scripture, I'm like, this is the course that I've set. This is who I want to be. And I feel like for the most part, with the exception of some adjustments to my life after a divorce, I think I'm pretty much the same person I've always been. Now, people say I've changed, and I feel like I said, because of a lot of red pills post-divorce and things like that, of course, that'll change. And I 100% accept the fact that I'm sure I've changed in some of those things. But like as a whole, as the course, you know, I know pretty much where I've wanted to be my whole life and work toward that. But a lot of people nowadays, man, you talk to them, they're in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s and their 50s, and they don't even know themselves. They don't know who they are, what they want out of life. They're still looking for their significant other. They're still looking for their career. And I'm like, dude, you're half dead and you're still looking for your career. And I'm like, I'm not meaning to mock people. I mean, like, dude, this is a hard truth. This is the world we living in. And like I said, you know, this is not the world of the 50s. This is not, I mean, you know, because I mean, like, you know, it's really too, if you look at it, like it was before feminism took a big root and before the effeminization of men. You know, a lot of people want to talk about feminism. But the thing that bothers me worse than feminism is because feminism eventually blows up in a woman's face. You know, if you say, I'm strong, single female, well, that's good. You get out there and you lift block and brick. Let me see how long you do that before you get broke down. All right. The man going to do it and he's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. That's just how it is. That's how we're designed, you know. But the thing that bothers me the worst is a feminization of men. I can't stand it. I don't care if it's white, black, Hispanic, Japanese, or Oriental, whoever. I hate to see a man walking around looking effeminate. I can't stand it because we are made to be men and that's how we should operate. And, you know, like, I say this too, is don't become a product of your environment. And, you know, I just see so much going on nowadays that men's being effeminized and women are not being feminine. You know, like they want to be masculine. This is by design. This is not by accident. This is completely by design. All right. Now, number 4, and this one drives me up the wall, dude, is Instagram relationship. And what I mean by that is like, literally people strive to have this Instagram relationship where, ooh, look at me, I've got the best relationship ever. And in reality, dude, it sucks. All right, they ain't no intimacy. You broke. You can never hardly do anything. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's this whole picture of perfection when over here it's just disaster, you know? And that is a huge thing today. That's why I don't care about social media. Like I'll get up on Facebook, I share memes, I share anything, you know, red pill to wake people up, end days prophecy, stuff like that. But that's about it. I just don't do social media. I do YouTube and I talk to my friends on Facebook. That's about all I do. But you look at Instagram, like literally, they look like they've got the best relationship in the world. And in reality, it's a disaster. And that's one reason why a lot of men and a lot of women see this stuff. Especially women see this stuff because y'all know how y'all act. Okay, because you call each other out on their stuff. I seen this video the other day. This woman was getting looking for a backup man because her man was in the hospital dying, possibly gonna die, and she was looking for a backup man to be her to be in her house to take care of her and her daughter in case her man died. He wasn't even dead yet. She was shopping. And she's like, oh, yes, you know, I got to keep one you got to keep one in the pipe. And the woman, the other girl called her out on it. And see, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel bad about saying these things because this is facts. This is like literally that was a live video right there. I think it was on Instagram. Yeah, it was on Instagram. I'm like 99% sure. I'll tell you who shared it. It was Coach Greg Adams. All right, shared this on his channel on YouTube the other day. And shout out to Coach Greg Adams. I don't agree with like 100% of things he says, but I'm going to tell you what, the man is on point. A lot. Okay? And he's got a lot of red pill truth over there, men, especially for you men. And you need to get woke up. I mean, it's just the facts. I'm not discouraging marriage. I'm just saying you're going to marry somebody, man or woman. You guys need to be smart about who you marry, because it's a serious stuff nowadays. And it's going to get worse as I go down this list. I'm only a third of the way. Number 5 is communication. And I honestly put this right behind number 1. I'm going to tell you straight up. If I cannot communicate with you, I don't want you around. I don't like toxicity. If anybody gets negative with me anymore, I just walk away from them. Now, it ain't because I'm a coward. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, when the 7 trumpets start, when like people start coming knocking at the door, taking you stuff, the cops come to take your guns, I'm going to kill people. I've done prayed about it. I got down on my hands and knees one day. I prayed in the shower. I'm like, Father, I desire no violence in life. I desire no evil. But I've got to make a stand for myself one day. And if somebody comes to claim my life or cause me, violence, I'm going to kill them. And I'm going to stack bodies right there in the yard if I have to. I got the katana right here. I don't care if I have to get the revolver out of the truck, the AK off the wall, whatever it takes. I'm going to kill them. And, I don't want to feel bad about that, but you've got to make a stand in life, and you've got to take a stand for what's right. And clear communication. I try to have clear communication with the Most High anymore, because He knows my heart, all right? And we need to have clear communication with our partners. And like, if you ain't on the same page, just like that right there, defending yourself, intimacy, finances, children. I mean, it just keeps going. If you do not have clear, concise communication with people, it won't last. I've seen this 100%. And matter of fact, I'm not saying this is from my experience, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that a lot of people that if you ask them after their divorce, after their marriage is over, one of the partners was done a long time ago. And that's sad, folks, because that's wasting everybody's time. Everybody's time. Now, number 6, all right, is together but miles apart. Now, this comes in behind communication, but it's different. There is a lot of times in life, you'll see this with coworkers. You'll be working, you'll be on task, and your coworker is completely in another world. It's because they got crap going on at home, financial problems, relationship problems, sickness, their kid got in trouble with the law. I mean, it could just keep going and going. If you pay attention to your partner, if you just like have hobbies you just enjoy together, right? You sit down to paint, and your partner, hey, check us out. And they completely went over the top of their head. It goes right in with the communication, but it also goes in with the miles apart thing. I don't want to be with somebody that's not in it to win it with me. If I'm going to be here and you're going to be there, then just stay behind in over there. I don't need you. We're at a point in life where it's starting to occur to me that self-sovereignty, self-sustainability, and self-perseverance is much more of a value to me than as a cumulative thing. Because I don't let myself down, but other people have let me down again and again and again. And they will do you that way too. So if you're going to choose a partner, choose somebody that values you, values your communication, and values your time. Okay? Because I don't want to go on a darn cruise and be drinking a strawberry daiquiri leaned up on the lawn chair, getting the sunbathing, and my partner's right there next to me, and they scrolling Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're on vacation. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I see this all the time anymore. I will go and, I'll take my fiance out to dinner. And I will look around, and me and her, now when we get in the booth, we'll sit right beside each other. Like, we don't sit across from each other. I don't like that confrontational kind of thing. I like where it's side by side. And we'll sit beside each other, and I'll look around, people be like, everywhere but there with their family. They'll be on a cell phone. They'll be like, they'll be just doing something else other than actually engaging one another. It's sad, okay? So that's what I'm saying. This is another buzzkill for why people just not in relationships anymore. It's like, why bother? All right, number 7, which I think is huge. It is huge. And I'm not trying to be inappropriate, but there's not enough intimacy. Plus, she done gave it away to everyone else. Listen, I don't want to be mean to women when I say this, but this one I want to just go in on women. Nobody wants used merchandise. Nobody wants a used car. When I go to the car lot, I want a brand new truck because I'm going to use it and abuse it, all right? Nobody wants somebody that's been with 90 million people. That's not cool. Matter of fact, I think that's just disgusting. You know, not to mention, especially looking at a woman, the DNA of every man you've ever been with you've taken that DNA in. That's a fact. Okay, that's a scientific fact now. It's not even guesswork. That's a fact. The other thing is that, you know, when it comes to relationships, I don't know how many times I've heard people say this, that in the beginning it was just like fire, fire. And then after they got engaged, after they got married, it just stopped. Now I'm telling y'all what, I am 30 days out from getting married. I think I'm in the 30-day range to get right now to our wedding. And I'm going to tell you what, I've been married once, and this is going to be the second time. After that, I have no interest again. I've straight up told my future wife that I'm done after that. Like, this is the end of the road for me as I see it, because I'm telling you, a lot of men, if this wasn't morally wrong, this is how a lot of men would operate. They'd work, they'd pay a service provider for intimacy. They would pay someone to clean their home, and they'd go about their business. And I'm telling you, that's how a lot of men would operate. And I look at that and I'm like, you know what? That's really not a bad business model if it wasn't scripturally wrong. You know, like, I mean, fornicating and, you know, all that stuff, don't need to be doing that. But I'm like, otherwise, if that wasn't a sin, I'm like, that would be the way that most men would operate nowadays in this last generation, because it's the safest. Okay? Because, you know, you get married, intimacy dries up, communication dries up, somebody's in another world while you're there. Why the flip be together? Why be together? I'm just asking, if somebody's not building you up, somebody's not communicating with you, it's like you have a live-in roommate, and then you ain't even got intimacy. Like, sell me marriage. Somebody sell me marriage, okay? Because right here, if you don't like what I'm saying, the statistics have got you beaten right now, okay? Because since 2018, since most men especially, have swallowed the red pill and looked at just at feminism alone, and what the government's helped push, and all these agendas help push, and abortion and all this BS, people's like, I'm out. And then you say, well, that ain't true. Well, then, since 1867, since statistics have been held on marriage, now it's the lowest it's ever been, okay? So, especially from a prepping perspective, that should wake anybody up that's a prepper, especially, you know. And I like to really reach out to the preppers on this show, is because those of us that are preparing, you've done everything right. You have a bug out location, you have a safe place, you have crops, and you have water and power and everything else. You marry the wrong person, you get divorced, you lose it all. How about that? How's that working out for you? Come on, I'm listening. Yeah, that's right. It ain't working out good at all. All right. So, you know, next up, this is the next one that really gets me. You hear these terms thrown around a lot, especially in the MGTOW community, and it does crack me up sometimes. But, you know, the Chad Tyrone factor, I'd like to also add in the Wonton and Enrique. I say Chad, Tyrone, Wonton, and Enrique. Chad's the white guy, Tyrone's the black guy, Wonton is the Oriental guy, and Enrique is the Latino. You know, men don't want to invest in women anymore because, and especially in marriage, because they gonna put all their eggs in the basket, and the next thing you know is what you left out, she done smashed out with the post office man. That's Wonton. He's the Oriental guy. She called up Chad on the way to go get the clothes washed. She stopped back off at Tyrone's house after she went by Food City, and Enrique's coming by tonight after you go back in to work your second job. You see what I'm saying? And I don't mean to be disgusting on here. I'm just being straight with you. This stuff happens. Literally, sometimes I say this stuff, and I don't even want to believe the stuff I'm saying. That's how bad it bothers me, because I was watching this movie the other night that I hadn't seen, but people said that Contagion, the movie Contagion, was the closest thing to like COVID-19 going on that they could like see a movie to. I was like, okay, cool, I'll check it out from Prepper's perspective. I want to see this. And I watched it, and it was pretty neat stuff. I was like, well, that's pretty close to what's went on. But something that got me was in the very beginning, the chick that's Iron Man's wife in the Avengers movies and stuff, I can't think of her name anyway, but she had stopped off. She had a 5-hour layover in like Detroit or something. She went smashed out with her ex-lover before she went home to her husband, which was home with the kids. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just me saying this. Like, darn, it's in Hollywood. I'm saying it. It's happening in reality. I literally cannot tell you the people that have went through a divorce or going through a divorce just in the past years that I know. Like, it don't matter who they are. They were wealthy. Some of them were broke. Some of them were middle-class people like me. It don't matter who they are. They had status, they had looks, they had money, they had power. And it didn't matter. It still didn't iron out. And this is because women succumb most often to their nature if they're not in the way with walking with y'all. And men don't stay in their role. And like I said, have been feminized. So, like, this is the thing that happens. And, accessibility. I mean, that's the other thing is just this, the Chad Tyrone Wonton Enrique factor. It goes the same way with men. I had literally I seen a thing on TikTok, somebody shared with me that this chick was talking to her man, and she was like at home, he was at his place or whatever, and he was scrolling Tinder or some app, scrolling women as he was literally talking with her. So see, what I'm saying is, guys, is I'm not just here beating up women on this. It's both. But you just got to understand, like, if you're going to select a partner, number one, for me as a person of faith, it would have to be, you'd have to be in the way. That's straight up. Second thing is you got to show me that you can, like, put the female, suppress the female nature, because it's going to always be there. You can't defeat it. It's there. You're programmed with it, okay? Like, it is Garden of Eden 1.0 version, okay? Like, it's not going anywhere, all right? Now we're like 10.0 at 2000, all right? I mean, you just keep upgrading because there's like the Instagram. Oh, that was an upgrade. That was like 6.0. And then, there was like Tinder. Well, there's all this accessibility to sin now, so that just upgrades that nature, all right? Well, now, then there's number 9. And I think number 9 is one of the worst. And I'm going to try to wrap this up because I know we're getting close into 30 minutes here. And guys, I promise we're going to get the audio mic in here very soon. And that's going to help a lot as far as sound. But, number 10 is that, number 9 is there's just not enough appreciation. Like, I've seen this with jobs, okay? Because a marriage is like a business, all right, at the end of the day. And especially, with the government, stuff like that. But the other thing is if you factor on the backside of that, you look at it, relationships, just put that in the same line with a business. There's not enough appreciation. I've seen it, I don't know how many times a worker will go in and do twice the work of a normal employee, and they won't be paid nothing more, and they never get a raise, they get passed up on all this stuff. And so people's like, why flip and try? And, that's the same thing with relationships. Like, people get to a point in relationships where they're like, I'm not appreciated. Nothing I do is good enough. And I'm not saying you got to bring your woman home flowers every day. And woman, I'm not saying that you got to, have intimacy with your man every single day. That's not what I'm saying. I want you to understand what I'm saying. It's just like there comes a point where you do and do and do, and you feel like you're the only one doing anything. It's like, why am I even in a relationship? Like, the effort I'm putting into pleasing someone else, I can please myself. And I'm not saying be selfish either. I'm just saying, like, this is realistic expectations. And it's a give and take thing. And it's not a give while the other person takes. That sucks. And it gets tiresome. And there's a point that it comes that it ends up and it's over. Number 10 is unrealistic expectations. This is, I think, one of the biggest killers of why there's not marriages, let alone relationships, going on anymore, is because, a woman wants you to take on a baby that's not yours, and raise that as if the economy ain't already hard enough. And I'm not saying that there's not good single mothers out there that's got children. Heck, her husband could have died fighting a war. There's a lot of factors. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of this stuff that it's like, why do I want to put myself at risk for all this? She's overweight and you're supposed to accept that. Or you're overweight and she's supposed to accept that when she looks like the Victoria's Secret cover model. You know what I'm saying? Like, or she's got mental problems, cluster B, and you're just supposed to be okay with that, because she looks good. Like, guys, I mean, like, you've got to look way past skin deep with some of this stuff. You've got to look at it all over the whole overview. And if it ain't a good deal, it ain't a good deal. This is a lifetime commitment. Although most things don't last, let alone 7 years anymore. I found out when went through a divorce, I apparently lasted twice the length of the average marriage. I was like, hey, at least I beat the average. Woo! But, I mean, golly, number 11. I think number 11 and 12 is like two of the most powerful. And I'm going to wrap this video up, guys, this episode. Number 11 is divorce. It's a fiasco. It is a fiasco, especially for men. The court system is 100% geared toward the destruction of men nowadays. We are meat for the grinder. I'm going to say this real crystal clear, okay? Prenup, 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 prenup. If somebody don't want to sign a prenup, you don't need to marry them. I'm not saying have them sign the prenup where if they divorce, you take all their stuff. No, they need to be able to walk away with their stuff. You walk away with your stuff. I'm not getting extorted. You're not getting extorted. Fairness, okay? Because if you don't set some type of standard in place, don't you worry, Uncle Sam will put the standards on you, and he'll put it to you too. And this is no joke. All right, there's men that have literally, especially men that have committed suicide because of the court system. Now that's messed up. Now, the last thing I'm gonna say and wrap this video up is point number 12 is collateral damage. One of the biggest reasons I think people don't get in relationships anymore is because of the collateral damage post effect. There's so many things that you lose by just being involved with another person. You go to a business workplace, you have one bad interaction with a fellow employee, may cost you your job. You get married, you have a bad interaction with your wife, you get divorced, you lose half your friends, your assets, your children. I mean, the collateral damage, it's heavy. If you don't roll the dice on the table at the casino, you don't lose your money. Y'all following with me? Now, heck, you might roll the dice and come up snake eyes, win a fortune. But if you roll wrong, it's game on. And that house is going to take you the cleaners. Guys, that's my 12 points. And I hope it's a wake up to you. I hope it at least makes you think and really evaluate. And especially if you're out there right now and you're on the fence, like, you know, where your relationship's at, or you're trying to start a relationship, think on this stuff. Have these conversations with a significant other, because I'm going to tell you, that person right there has more power to wreck your life, man or woman, than anyone else around your circle. The government can only damage so much in your life. They may kill you one day, but right now they only damage so much, right? You have limited interaction with them. County, state, federal. Business, you only have so much interaction. Your job, you only have so much interaction. You can cut that at any time. If you get mixed up with the wrong person in a marriage, that can come clean up off the rails. So guys, as always, till we see you again here at the Hard Truth Show and at 7 Trumpets Prepper Channel, hope the Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, and Yahushua.